is on their way to the ER? She been to the ER within the last 24 hours, so I really need to get this information out and to her. So up here, this is a little bit about me. I try to give you this because I'm not in here trying to convince you. I'm not in here trying to get you to change your mind. You already eating the food, that should have done it. Okay, but I want you to know I have not been this size since my early 30s. Okay, let's go on the journey. Oh, wait, baby. Go back one. All right, so I'm letting you know I was a teen mom. Maybe some of you are, maybe some of you not. I don't know. I was divorced at 38. Not to him, though. I'm married to that one. My weight struggles. My largest, I was 260, and I got the receipts. Okay? My oldest daughter, Danielle, died in my arms in 2012. Okay? So I know what that feels like. She's 30 years old, and I know without a shadow of a doubt, if I would have known about this, that my baby, I'm not going to say what God will and won't do, but I will know that her life could have been extended. Okay? So with that, she left behind 2 kids. What do you think? Emotional eating? Y'all, I put a bonnet on my head, and I think 2 years later, I just realized I had a bunch of hair on my head. Okay, I would wait until late at night and just fix me something to eat. And when I say to you, my feet hurt me so bad, but I'm standing there because I've cared for her and her kids, and now I'm gonna eat at night. So a good one meal, fried chicken and vegetable oil, okay? Loaded my French fries, that's what it is that I wanted. And I wanted you to know that the one that took me out was losing my mom in 2022. I was placed on meds after that, all right? But I'm gonna show you all of this. Battling metabolic dysfunction, high blood pressure, weight gain, fatigue, all of that while I'm still trying to struggle with life, okay? So that's good. Go ahead and hit it, baby. 2025, new year, new goals, new you. I said I'm the lifestyle changer. Hit it, baby. Now, this was the first time, don't y'all, This was the first time I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was 28 years old. And I said, this ain't working for me. That's the first time I had got to that size and was like resting in that. And I said, oh no, I was married to the other husband at that time. And I said, go ahead and take my picture. I didn't hold nothing in. I said, it is what it is. But now I am going to do something about it. And I am going to, what they say, diet and exercise. Okay, hit it, baby. These are all of my prior health issues. I brag about bursitis, because that was my first, what I call old people disease. He said, in my left hip, they said bursitis. I said, what? That's what old people have. That's my first old people disease. Because somewhere we feel that once you get to 40, your eyes going bad. Ain't that what they tell us? So your eyes are going down. Different ailments are about to take place. No, my body said, I can't take no more. So it is screaming in the bursitis. But I stuck this picture up here because I needed surgery on 2 separate occasions. Do y'all not see that bulging disc out? And it's actually another one underneath. And I don't even know why my stuff is like blacked and grayed out. They tried to tell me something. And they wanted to fuse my back together. The first doctor, I wasn't even in the room a good 10 minutes, and you might tell at the end, I kind of speak up for myself, and that man started scheduling surgery. I said, hold up, what's my name? And he kind of looked and looked over. I said, you don't even know me, and you ready to schedule surgery on me. So I left, but that didn't get rid of the pain. And so wait, there's more to this. That's my heaviest over there. And I want you to know I spent 3 years on Percocets. They gave them to me, along with back injections, a hip injection, and then they had to prescribe me something else because my body would do this on the table prior. I shook so bad, I don't know why. Probably because I knew that needle was coming. So then all of a sudden they gave me this little pill, and I was like, go ahead, I'm good now. And they go ahead and give me my little injection, and then I jump up off the table, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. Okay, so spinal stenosis, fibromyalgia, my 2 bulging discs, and baby, that restless leg. Oh my God, if I sat so long, that leg would fall asleep and you just could not wake that joker back up. UTIs, urinary tract, every time, my doctor would turn around and just call it in for me. I had at least 6 a year, okay? That's sciatica, that joker that run right here. Woo! Okay, down on my ankles, I have the copper magnetic bracelets. They work then. I have not taken them off to see if they work, I don't know. But I don't have that issue. Vertigo, right? Where I'm like holding on. What is this going on? Why is this? Get me to a hospital so they can give me fluids and whatever that little medicine that they did. Carpal tunnel. I used to go to bed with 2 things on my arm because mine only happened to me like in the middle of the night. My whole arm would get numb and I jump up out of bed and I'm like, what is this? Didn't know. So then all of a sudden I wore a bracelet, the carpal tunnel thing on this one and this one. Now, I want you to visualize what I'm saying to you. I got these copper bracelets on my legs. I also had one on both of my arms, plus the carpal tunnel thing. Baby, I look like Wonder Woman going to bed. Okay, I was a superhero going to bed. Well, I'm like armed up, all just to go to sleep. But wait, there's more. And then when I wake up, I have to do this, grab the sheet, turn to my stomach, because I couldn't lay on my stomach while I sleep, and then push myself this way out of the bed to the floor, and then, y'all familiar with this position? Okay, and then you turn around, and then this right here, anybody know about this? But by the time I made it to the bathroom, I was like this. Whew, that was the get up. I'm tired in the evening, but I'm dreading going to bed because I know I gotta get up. But this is where I'm gonna drink a glass of wine. Come on now, this is my story. You might can't relate to this. I'm gonna drink some wine, I'm gonna take them Percocets, and I'm trying to knock myself out so I don't have to deal with that pain. But I gotta open my eyes. And then there you go with the struggle of getting out of the bed, okay? I developed high blood pressure, my depression, diverticulitis. I'm gonna talk a little bit and show you guys, and we're gonna talk about that broccoli. Okay, I ain't never known myself to snore. But all of a sudden, people telling me that I'm snoring then. Okay, so I developed snore. I lost my ability to even grip jars. And y'all know them skin tags that be catching on them necklaces and all of that? That's from your food too. Because I no longer have them. They gone, baby. And I did not have to tie that string around them like I did and stop the circulation and 3-4 days later have them to fall off. Y'all do know y'all can do that. All right, here's the diverticulitis. This is an actual of the intestines. Where your stuff should be smooth, you got these nodules popped out on the side. What you think get caught in there? Seeds, nuts, broccoli pieces, and then it's inflamed. There's a pocket sitting there, but it was the standard American diet that got me like that. That's no longer like that. Next screen, baby. Okay, so this technically was not supposed to be a screen. I was supposed to print it, but we got to see it together. So diverticulitis, 5 foods they tell you to avoid that can trigger flare-ups that would actually worsen, which is your nuts and seeds, popcorn. Babe, you popping some popcorn tonight? Yup. Wait a minute. And that's my pop. Come on, huh? This is my popcorn right here in the pot, baby. We ain't doing that microwave. We getting that pot and I'm gonna load it up. Yeah, but then, you know, they got fancy and they started selling us that butter. Right, the popcorn butter. That ain't butter. That's another story. All right. that's what this is. It was some notes and stuff like that, but just for you to know, the issue with red meat and high-fat foods for diverticulitis isn't the fat itself. So all the stuff that they are telling us, it is not what it is. So I stand before you as a certified nutritionist, and I teach nothing of what they taught me. Nothing of what they taught me. But I did it so I can know what they are saying. But the majority of doctors that have their degree never took a nutrition class. It's not required. But when you took your animal, those that have them, to the vet, one of the questions on there is, what you feed this dog? What you feed this cat? Your doctor never asked you that. And I did not put the picture in here that I have of overweight animals. If you went to the zoo and you walked up and you saw these moles across the monkey face, you'd be like, ooh, this zoo need to get shut down. Or you got the discoloration of the skin. Or the giraffe who's supposed to be nice and tall, but then all of a sudden got rows and layers of extra skin and fat. Or you got a big here, or this here. On an animal, you ready to call Peter and start marching and all, ooh, they harming the animals. They harming the animals. Oh my good. But we walk around looking just like that and ain't nobody saying nothing. All right, give me my next one, baby. Give me my next one. So this is, now I'm gonna start by letting you know I was vegan. I was a vegan and this was my meal. Come on, beans, greens, tomatoes, potatoes, you name it. That was it. Give me my next one. And then we had to follow it up, honey, rice and gravy. That's my comfort food right there. Yes, I knew how to make some gravy. Jesus, I knew how to do those things. And I would eat rice and gravy just because. Oh my God. And then don't let me turn around and take that rice and put that butter and sometimes some sugar. Huh? Baby, I know who house I was at growing up that taught me that. They learned me that right there. Give me my next screen, baby. These are no-nos. I don't care which side all of this turns into sugar. You've already learned that. You've already learned that these things will metabolize the sugar. But what if I told you that your body won't be able to tell the difference between kiwi and a now later? You could have ate the kiwi flavored now later. It's gonna process the sugar. One of them do have some extra chemicals and stuff in it. Next screen, baby. We going on. But I want you to see, when I finally decided I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. Y'all see ain't nobody in them gym with me because I went no matter what. Because I know that in order for me to lose weight, I had to go to the gym, have an exercise plan, do stuff I really didn't want to do, and I had to eat fruits, vegetables, small amounts, make smoothies, and I was really trying to figure out when did I really want to do that. Because in my refrigerator, I still have something to make this with, and that with, and the other thing with, and I just don't know. I ain't finna let that go bad right now. I'm just, groceries cost too much, so how can this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and make it and just eat it in a smaller portion. Just a small, that's almost like saying, I'm not gonna put a whole stick of boo-boo in it. I'm just gonna do a little quarter of the boo-boo because it was still crap for your body, all right? I'm just being truthful. Give me the next one. So these my proofs. Over there is where I started. So that picture I know was back in 2023. I was actually over 260 pounds, but the last time I had stood on the scale, I was 260. And I was 48 years old. Now I'm getting ready to tell you something. Me and a few others in here you just don't know, and my family getting ready to find out for the first time because I kept this a secret. I kept this a secret because I was ashamed. Okay, I was ashamed that I could not do this on my own, Lord. Why is it that he and I, Jesus, we can do and eat the same thing, and at the end of the week, he done lost 40 pounds in 1 week, and I can barely get 2 off. Now, you know that's an over-exaggeration for the men, but y'all know doggone well if you're doing this, next thing you know, they done slimmed up, and here we come still wobbling, trying to eat less than them, because we calorie counting, and it's not working, and it's like, man, bump that, I'm finna go eat this over here. And before you know it, we right back to where we are. But I had the gastric sleeve. And let me tell you, the gastric sleeve did not give me this. It gave me that. That's with the sleeves, baby. 2013, right there. So, and this how I know in 2014, that was me, 50 years old. Right there, I was 50. I know that was my birthday. You see I got that big old 50 on the front of me? And I got down to 164 pounds. And then the next day I was 165, and the next day I was 166, and it went up because I had arrived. I was doing this for my birthday. I wanted to look good for my birthday. So I did all what I thought I was to do for my birthday to get there, right? And then before you know it, I'm back up again. Check it out, 2025, but I ain't never been camera shy. I will take a picture, can y'all tell? But, I also knew how to do this right here. Look, I'm finna show you. You step forward, put a head like this, because you slimming this out, right? You gotta turn a little bit to the side. Let's get it right now. So check out, look, side, side, side. Come on, you see me? All right, 2016, now, like I said, I ain't scared to take a picture. All of them is me. I ain't fooling with you. Wait a minute. So, look, 2019, y'all, look, and I'm covering the gut. Huh? I knew how to do it. And we all know what happened in 2020. But that was the start of my 2020, and then this was the bottom of my 2020, and I thought I was doing fairly well. But starting over I've been doing this for 2 years, so at 2018 here, I was a vegan, right? Let me tell you how I became a vegan. Flew to Hawaii to visit some friends, and morning rise, and they let us know they don't have any breakfast food, that they vegans now. And I'm thinking to myself, why she didn't tell me this before then? I could have went to a hotel and got my stuff. You might be vegan, but I'm not vegan. And I said, okay, but these are some reasonable people. Baby, why you vegan? And they showed me the documentary, Hack Your Health. I mean, not Hack Your Health, stop. What the Health? What the Health? And it went off, and I looked at my husband and say, we vegan, honey. I'm in Hawaii, jacked the whole vacation up because we got a luau to go to and all this other stuff. And it's like, you better not eat that. You better not eat that. We are vegan now. So the little under the ground pig, all that other stuff, don't you eat that. Don't you eat. We are vegans. And so here we are, we vegan now. But let me tell you what happened with vegan. And this is how I know that I know that I know that I know what I'm doing is right. Because I believe I'm in a room of believers, right? And I believe to tell you that our bodies are wonderfully made. Look at God, honey, come on now. And I want to tell you that God gave you an organ in your body just to process fat. And it's your gallbladder. Your gallbladder is holding bile, doctor can back me up, secreting, it's waiting for you to eat the meat and the fat. That's his job. So when I turned around and said, honey, you vegan now. So because he had that bile in there, because he was constantly, and it was sitting, right? It turned into sludge. is now septic in his body, and he had to have it removed. It's now that I know, I tell him, I did it, baby, I did it, my bad, I did it. Because now the gallbladder really had nothing to do. And now he in pain, we don't know, and your body goes through a process when you don't have your gallbladder, right? You don't know, now this was some years ago, you don't know when your bowels are gonna let loose. You don't know any of that. You eat. Now, look, is it safe to go? Can we go? And he's like, no, I need a few more minutes. Okay, all right then. I'm trying to act like all is well while we wasting time to see if he got a boo-boo or not before we run up out of here. So that's life without the gallbladder. And then here we are in 2024. And in that picture, I was 59 years old at 139 pounds. Next one. Yeah. But wait. Now I need you to see this. We can't hear it, but I want you to see that's my husband. How did I come up on this carnivore diet? Now it's gonna say check him out, but it ain't gonna check him out. Don't go to the next screen, baby. Just leave it at that. I don't know how well you can see that, because what happened was my husband was going from a cane, a limp, and then next thing you know, he can't walk. So I go get my mama. My mama had that walker. So this is him. I tried to buy a toilet on the side. He's like, no, I'm going to the bathroom, So I decided to record him, not knowing I would need this footage later on in life. I decided to record him to show him like what I was witnessing. You know, so he done got up, he trying to make it to the bathroom. I'm over here recording him, and it's taking him 20 minutes to get from the side of the bed all the way to a seated position, because he can't stand and pee. He has to now sit down. So I'm like, oh, wait a minute, do I need to get a raised toilet? I'm trying to figure out. I just said, pee on yourself and I clean it up, because the man was in pain. And he said, I'm a grown man, I ain't finna pee on myself, okay? I'm finna walk onto this bathroom. And that's what he tried to do. Now we're at the specialist's office. This is my road to carnivore. We're at the specialist's office. And it's like, I act as if I'm walking in with President Obama. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's like, excuse me, he's here now. We need to know, because I'm not getting ready to date again, baby. I'm 60 now. I'm getting ready to be 61 in July, and I'm not getting ready to do this again. He's the only man I wanna go through this with, so we saving this one, okay? We over 20 years in, and that's the one that I want. So this is what we trying to do. Now we running every test. They writing every prescription. They doing all of this. And I'm looking, I'm like, okay, next step, we need an electric wheelchair, because this ain't looking. I'm not finna push no wheelchair. I'm just not. I started thinking of Diary of a Mad Black Woman, and I just did not want to do that. Like, shove him anywhere, like I might be upset. Somebody looks like, ooh, look how she treating him. Yeah, because I'm actually mad that he's in this chair. I can't be mad at him. We don't know what's going on. Fast forward now. The doctor has given him, they took 13 tubes of blood or something like that. They wrote all these prescriptions, and this stuff is not working. I had to get him back to the doctor so they can stick a cortisone in him. This thing was going on. This was for months. My brother comes to the house. We're on our way. This is in May 2 years ago. We are on our way to my niece's graduation. And he says, y'all ever heard of the carnivore diet? I'm a vegan, so no, I'm not. You're not even supposed to eat meat. What are you talking about? We're supposed to be eating fruits and vegetables and beans and nuts. God put this here for us, not that. All right. My husband had not watched one video. By the time my brother sat across from us, I had taken every food from him. I'm thinking to myself, oh, the gallbladder's getting set off and all this other stuff. This man ate chicken Caesar salad for 6 weeks straight. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Sometimes he's like, just do one today. I'm like, okay, you can eat one time, but we gonna, look. At this point, he just had a cool cat daddy walk, right? And I think that the old pimps actually had gout. And that's where this little walk came from with they cane. I'm just being truthful. That was just my story, all right? And so this is what I'm watching with him. So I say, okay. Chicken Caesar salad. Now my brother's here. Let's fast forward to there. And he's talking about the carnivore diet. And he's talking about Dr. Berry and Dr. Chafee. And he was sitting at his daughter's volleyball game. And the guy over here was telling him about it. And he's like, now that I think about it, he has lost about 30 pounds. Yeah, and he's doing. Do you have that family member that they really don't share with you? It's like that one that talks and it's like, oh, you better listen, because they rarely share. That's this brother of mine. He's my younger brother. And I was like, okay. My husband said, I done tried everything. I might as well try this. That day, my brother cooked up, because I'm a vegan. I'm not finna deal with your eggs. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not even touching that. So my brother fixed 2 ribeyes, a pack of bacon, and a dozen of eggs. And the 2 of them ate. Baby, that's the one I should have put up there. Baby, my husband had the big Kool-Aid smile on there with him walking. Oh, yeah, there it is. He was excited. He really was. He said, gee, and this is all the food I like too. Girl, I was like, okay. I'm not joining you. This beef actually stinks in here. I'm gonna need you to cook this somewhere. And so we trying to have this conversation, right? The next day, sidebar. Have you ever noticed when vegans are always trying to imitate meat? Right? That's one of the things you say. Well, if you're supposed to be a vegan, why are you over here trying to make a hamburger? Why are you over here trying to make taco meat? Baby, because your body is signaling, I need some meat. And because we've been convinced that it's through the vegetables. So now you sitting up here, Tabitha Brown, got me in the kitchen with them damn nuts, put that taco sauce on it, telling me, now don't it taste like ground beef? And I'm like, no it didn't, but I'm like, yep, it sure do. They made the untuna salad and all this, yep, this is it. And I'm like, no, later on, I'm like, I lied, that was not it. So he started on a Friday. By Sunday, I'm envisioning meat. And I'm like, oh, I might join you. And he's like, what? I was like, yeah, I think I am, but I'm not doing beef. Girl, he left to go get me some lamb chops, cause I was willing to do. And that was the first meal I had that Sunday. I still had a glass of wine. I was still on the Percocets, right? Yeah. So that goes to tell you 2 years now, I've been off of Percocets. But on that meal, I was still on the Percocets. Oh, and by the way, I used to get 120 of them a month. Okay, 120 a month. And I did not have the low dose one. And that's what they were giving me. Versus asking me, what are you eating, baby? What are you putting in your body? What is going on? Because we know that what you're putting in, this is causing, nobody had that conversation with me. They just religiously wrote that prescription for me. And then I felt like a criminal because I had to be drug tested every 3 months, these unannounced people. And I'm like, this is so degrading. Yeah, then I got to pee in a cup and all this other stuff. I'm the one in pain. But okay, I passed all the tests because that was all that I was doing. All I wanted to do was just not have pain. So Tabitha Brown convinced me, but I need y'all to know that Tab done had surgery. They had a hip or a knee replacement, right? Hip, right? And then, wait a minute. But I told you I needed surgery on 2 different occasions, exact same thing. And I'm the person that turned the cartwheel that Robin was talking about. You better come on. At 59 years old, I turned the cartwheel. When is the last time y'all even thought about flipping upside down? Okay? Yes. And so, now let me show you, after we've done this, wait, I gotta tell the last of it. So I done fixed them lamb chops, y'all, right? It's 11 o'clock at night. I'm supposed to be in the bed asleep. I'm looking over at him, see if he up. He's like, what? I say, I want some more lamb chop. I'll be back. Baby, I done went and fried up the rest of them and just sat there and gnawed and gnawed. My body was like, yes. Finally, yes. I'm telling you, excited. Now let me show you my husband. Hit it, baby. So we started carnivore, May 24th for him, May 26th for me. And 3 months after this episode, because this, hold on, go ahead, check him out, check him out, check him out. It was his food all along. Check him out, check him out, check him out.
A man barely alive.
Okay, and the video had cut off, y'all. He actually ran and sprinted, but there you go. And that came off of our channel. Go ahead and hit me with the next one. Health is your wealth. Right now, your health, you can't. Time you have, you can't do anything about that. But right now, everything that we're talking about is in your control. You can continue to be controlled by the food, or you can do something about it. My desire is for everybody to eat this way, because I feel honestly that when I come down and like share this, my family done heard me about this. They see my body and all this other stuff, but this sounds crazy to turn around and have to eat only meat. What do you mean? And we've been eating all this other stuff. But just because you did it don't mean it was right. You always hear the sign, follow the money. I'm gonna show you. My mom, on her deathbed, they were still running tests. They knew she was dying, but they still ran that test. They still ran that blood. They did all of those things for their pockets. I say, okay, that's enough. Come on, bring her home. And then y'all, let me show you just how much it had to do with money. Baby, after she died, I still had to pay the burial. You can't even get off the earth without paying. Everything is attached to money. Everything. And we get duped in. Example, sunglasses. Right? We wear the sunglasses. But do you know what your eyes are for? You're to step outside, see the sun, the eye tell the brain, up, you in sunlight, skin, protect yourself. I wear no sunscreen. I go outside in the sun. I want to be in the sun. There's no sunburn. I don't overdo it. That's with anything, but I can't tell you if I had something that I wasn't supposed to have. Let's say some cheese, because there is some stuff, I'll get it on my shoulders. I can't be mad because I know what's happening. But overall, none of that. We got so smart now, we got rubber on the bottom of our shoes so we can walk. When in actuality, you need to ground yourself. Okay, so all of these things we're being taught, but somebody made money off of this, and somebody made money off of this. We have to educate and learn ourselves. Next screen. So this is what I eat. But then, you know what? You can pass this, baby. Go ahead and pass this and pass that one. And the reason why is because y'all just seen right across the back how we eat. And it's just that simple. All right? So what is our goal for you guys? In 2025, let's do some stuff. Hit it, baby. Consistency is the key. We tell you that in anything. Any educators in here, you let the kids know. Anything, consistency is the key. Y'all, I went to the gym for that whole year. For 6 months straight, I didn't miss a day. I lost 10 pounds. I said to myself, no. You mean to tell me that I done got up and I done been around there and I done did all of that, and then I'm coming home eating these little bitty meals and all this, 10 pounds? So in 6 more months, that's 10 more pounds. I'm 198. So it's gonna take me a whole year to get to 188 pounds? That math ain't mathing. Oh God, no, give me the next one, Jesus. So let me just let you know, because I'm wrapping this up. We have a group, it's free. Hey sister girl, that's what's on here. It's on Denitra's shirt, it's on Robin's and the other ladies over in there, and there are others. That's where we pour information. We give you guys stuff, but get ready with your pen and paper. Hit me, baby. gbrown.com. Now this is gonna give you your menu. So all you gotta do is go to gbrown.com. It's gonna look just like this. And then right there it says questionnaire and menu. When you click it, you see that thing that say free menus? It's just that free. Ain't nobody getting ready to chase you down or nothing. Look, either you do or you don't. The next one. Then the next thing that happened, oh, that was just pretty much the same thing. Go ahead, babe. I should have took that one out. Dang, I put it in there twice. Are you going the right direction? Yeah, I think you are. Go to the next one. Well, there we go. I'll never be big again. But here's the thing. When you click on the free menus, it's going to ask you your name. You're going to answer some questions. Those questions are about you. Those questions are for you to be honest, because that's your starting point. And when you hit submit, then an ebook is going to come to you. It's going to explain to you what ruminant meats are, what's the best fatty meats. It's going to have 4-week menus, 1, 2, 3, 4, they already filled out for you. It says sample, because if it's something on there, like in the beginning, I didn't eat beef. So don't put that on here, because I'm not going to eat that right now. And so I scratched out and put what I want in. But if you didn't want to do that, then follow it. It's going to be some blank menus. Create your own, because sometimes when you do that, this is so simple. You will never be in the kitchen cooking one meal, talking about the next meal you getting ready to fix. How many of y'all done that? Right? You in here cooking some pork chops and gravy, talking about, I got a taste for some ribs. You know what? When I get finished with this, I'm going to run on up there to the store. I'm going to have to take them out and thaw them out and all this other stuff. Ooh, some macaroni and cheese. You starting that. You ain't even finished this meal. You ain't even ate this meal yet. And you plotting and planning on the next one. That was my story. I don't know what your story was. I don't know what your story is. But I can tell you I left home 137 pounds. And baby, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep doing this. And so one thing that my husband and I, that picture right there was on a cruise ship. And yes, yes, that's me. That's me. That would be me. And yes, all those other things, yep, that's it too. And so on there, I'm on the ship. There's a lot of food on the ship. And people's like, man, you on the ship, you do that? So as I walk around and I see the people on the ship, no, I'm not tempted by anything on that ship. A cake, a pie, a cookie, a pasta, any of that means zero to me. You want me to tell you what that represents? This. That's what it represents. So no, and this is just how they get in there to the buffet. All right? And then some talking about beep, beep, they on their scooters. Trying to get there to the buffet. Right? And then people turn around and say to me, well, let them get on the elevator. Well, let them get up and get on the elevator, because I'm getting on the elevator. Because I'm teaching this. And I can be a little mean, y'all, but don't tell nobody. So I'm saying all of this because I will never be big again. Get used to what you're seeing, because this is it. Anything beyond that is a Percocet, it's some wine, it's some pain, it's fog. Baby, I cried so hard when I lost my mama. Y'all have no idea. They put me on medication that pain was so bad. Now, I done already told you I held my daughter when she took her last breath. I'm a strong mofo, you would think. I collapsed with that. All that was just more of the wrong food, and you don't think straight. You don't think correctly. I don't care what you say. It's like, okay, I gotta see it. Yeah, I don't hold water. When I was going through, that was the first time in my life I decided to see a therapist. My family was like, we can't help you anymore. We just can't. Oh, 1 minute I'm smiling with you, next minute I'm cussing you out, I'm doing all kind of things. You better walk on eggshells. And then the end thing I would always say, I just lost my mama. That was my frustration level. It was like, get back, because because I no longer have her. So with that, I was on the meds. I had no desire to even take medication after doing this. So I'm not Moses, but I promise I feel like I went to the mountaintop and I found this and I come down to tell you about it. And all of a sudden it's like, I can't believe that. That ain't what they told us. That ain't this. She crazy. No. So my stance on it, do it if you want to. Don't do it. But I ain't going back. And if you can't hear and see this blessing, now they say, yeah, but you're not a medical doctor. They didn't talk, I know what's going on with my body. I know how to repeat that. But because of that, that's why we got a couple of doctors in here for y'all that's just sitting up here. Woo-hoo, y'all better come on. Come on, we got the doctors in here. That is my last slide right there. I hope you guys enjoy what it is that I said. But I'm telling you, come on here. We getting ready to give y'all this. Which one I'm going first? Come on, Dr. Berry. It is what it is. So, there you are, sir.